Good morning, collective. This reading is for Libra today, and Libra is an air sign. The symbol is the scales, and Libra is all about balance in relationships. We know that each one of the astrological signs carries a specific character in it that's in each one of us, and it's up to us to balance these things. Looks like my cowlick's poking up. Anyway, so what are we going to have to help us get started out, Libra? The sign of justice, rebirth. Hey, a rebirth is always awesome. You know, we all want to get born again and again and again, because every time we're born, we're brand new. We have energy, and I'm talking about in one lifetime. You know, I'll go to a master. Jesus said we die every day. That's right, we do. And to be born again the next morning as a new soul, a new person with a new opportunity is one of the greatest things that God ever gave us in this universe, right? Every morning we wake up and it is a new day. It is a rebirth. So, Libra, we've got a full moon in Virgo on the 7th of this month, and we're all, asking, of course, when the new moon comes around, to reveal the hidden things that we haven't seen that can help us to progress further, into our destiny, into that place where we're comfortable and aligned, and, we're walking in our power, our truth. Good things are happening around us, and Libra, you love good things. It's all about in your sign too. And the balance, of course, you're all about balance and justice. So let's see what we have for Libra. The High Priestess. And there she is, holding the moon. And like I said, we've got a full moon coming up in Virgo, Libra. And so this is a wonderful time to do some diving into yourself, to pull out those things that maybe you've lost or you haven't found yet, or something inside that you want to bring out. The High Priestess, she's all about intuition, understanding the rhythms of nature, because we are one with nature. When you think about it, nature does run this planet. She is Mother Nature, is she's over the living and the dead. She's the guardian, she's the portal, she's the moon, she's intuition, she's living life and death. She knows both worlds. And so there's always things that our ancestors, want to bring us, Libra. So, to sit for 20 minutes or lie down for 20 minutes and close your eyes and go within to see what the universe, God, our creator, I say the universe, but let's just go and say our creator, and the DNA that is in us carries information that we can receive that belong to our ancestors, that can come up to the top, that can be brought to the top to help us in this lifetime. And so, Libra, and look, we've got the Lovers here, Gemini, and this is all about, this could be about loving someone else, but this could be about learning to love yourself more too, because however much you love yourself is how much you can love someone else. So the deeper your love goes for you, the deeper your love, Libra, will go for someone else. And if you can look at this angel up here, it almost looks like scales. See how balanced that is? And see how balanced they look? So the love you have for your male and female aspect will be the love you'll be able to give to your partner in life. You know, one and the same. We always mirror our partner. Whoever our partner is, we will mirror them. And the Lovers is a wonderful card for love coming in for oneself and going out for others. So, you know, look inside, learn to love your best qualities. Don't worry about the other shadow qualities, because we have shadow qualities. All of us do. You know, we have these thoughts that come through our head, and not only are they our thoughts, but, you know, and Libra, you're an air sign. So we could be picking up other people's thoughts too, because that's the way energy is. It penetrates. So, you know, you get a thought and you're like, wow, where did that come from? Well, probably come from somebody within range that, you know, you have picked up. And it's just as easy as that, because we know ourselves, and when we know ourselves, we don't worry about things like that. Okay, let's see where we're going to go. Let's go to the good tarot. Okay, so Libra, we've got this full moon coming up. It looks like there's going to be a time for introspection and going and looking at your intuition, or maybe quieting down that you can feel your intuition. The Lover's card here, so maybe you're thinking about love and giving love and taking love, and, you know, all such as this. So where are we going from here, Holy Spirit? Where's Libra at right now? What direction is Libra heading? Is he heading, or she heading, they heading towards loving themselves, or are they ready to share love with someone else? Three of Fire. Three of Wands. Waiting. Taking the higher road. Examination. Three of Wands. Looking out over the distance to see what the future could possibly hold. Waiting. Watching. Observing. Captain of the ship. See right there in the front? Definitely looking forward, definitely moving forward, definitely sailing, you know, up here on the higher realms. You know, fire is creation, so you're up there creating, Libra. It looks like a northwest. Looks like you're heading north to your North Star, the most high point. You're going up. Yes. Rising up to the top, Libra. We're going to put that right there. I love this boat. It's beautiful. It's sailing through the stars, through the fire, purification, waiting, watching, planning from a higher perspective. Fire burns away all the dross, lightens everything up. Okay, Libra. That's beautiful. Air and fire burns bright too, and burns away everything. Libra, you're heading to the Nine of Waters. Love of self. Love of everything around you. A deep dive, Libra, is what you're going to do this full moon. You're going to dive in and you're going to look at the practical things about yourself and how awesome you are, and begin to work on your healing at a deeper level, because water is emotions, and that's where we find healing. When we heal our waters, our emotions, and purify them and figure them out, that brings about a deep healing. You know, water is what we drink for life and substance. We need water. I drink my ginger water right here, you know. Without water, we turn to dust, right? So water is also our emotions inside of us. The Yoshimoto experiment proved that it all depends on how you think how you feel and how you talk to yourself as to how you feel love for yourself. We're not always taught to talk love to ourselves, but this card right here says, Libra, you keep on loving yourself. You keep on thinking about yourself. You keep on expanding yourself. Keep diving deep. Keep understanding and having compassion for yourself. Uh, uh, Compassion, love, whatever you need. And look, there's no shame in giving your own self a hug. Sometimes when there's no one there to give you a hug, and I have been through it, I have hugged myself just like this. There's been many times when I never had no one to hug me, and I know what that's like. And I'm so sorry for anybody that's ever been there. But that's why you got to learn to love yourself with your whole heart. Because you're the only one that's going to be there for you. I learned that the hard way. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. But it was the best lesson I ever got in my life. Because after learning to love myself and how I wanted to be loved, then I went back out into the world to bring to me the things that were going to bring me love and love me. And if it didn't treat me good, then I didn't need it. I don't want it. I've been through the ringer. I've been through it. I know what it's like to have no one to give you a hug and have to really, literally, bow in and learn to love yourself because you're the only thing you got. There's no shame in that. Because I have been to places where I found out I was the only one I had. So Libra, love yourself and love yourself good and hard because you are the only one that you're ever going to have in this lifetime that's going to stand by your side 100%. And of course, the universe will be with you if you're standing in the righteousness way. So with that being said, Libra, that is beautiful. So let's go to our chakras and see how we're doing, huh? Yeah, you see that? Isn't that beautiful? Don't those chakras look like planets? I noticed that yesterday. I just got this deck of cards, and I understand the chakras, and I love the chakras, and I always saw it as a tree of life, coming up from out of the earth. And I realized that these chakras and our planets coincide with each other. There's a synchronicity going on with the horoscope. It's almost like it's a clock. And it's a character piece, and it's got these wonderful characters within this horoscope that we can bring out in ourselves just through a little self-development and work and looking for it in ourselves because it's in there. It's not hard. I've never meditated like a long time, or anything like that, but I have, being a panhandler, had the chance to sit and contemplate, the works of God, because, a panhandler is a job that takes a lot of patience, and you're waiting a lot, and you wait on God to bless you. And so, and you're being blessed for what you're worth. I denied the world. I wouldn't work for the world. I wouldn't work for a job. I felt like I was an inheritor of this planet and that I shouldn't work 12 to 14 hours a day. Now, did I have to pay for it? I did. In the beginning, I had to pay and prove what I believed, and I ended up homeless. But I still didn't change my view. I walked homeless, and I still was a panhandler, of course, and I never changed my view. And while I sat there to wait for tithes, as the church would call it, or alms, as Jesus called it, or blessings, as I call it, it gave me a lot of opportunity to think about God and the way the world works. And I did. That's what I did with my time. I was a thinker. Page of Swords, which is clever, intellectual, assertiveness, curiosity, quick-witted, ambitious, energetic, outspoken, communication, talkative. And then we got the Three of Cups: merriment, happiness, victory, celebration, support, sharing, friendship, social events, community, sincere allies. Unity is strength. Hey, Libra, that sounded pretty good. But anyway, so, and during that time, I had a lot of time for healing too, but I want you to know I was never without a place to put my head that kept me out of the rain or the storm or the snow. I was never cold, not one time did I go hungry, and I walked from Utah to Washington, and sometimes hitchhiked, and one time had a truck that I gave $300 for, my husband did, and we pulled it out of the field where it had been sitting there for 7 years with flat tires, the same gas, and God was with us, because let me tell you something, we aired up those tires and we charged the battery, and the truck turned over, and we drove out of Idaho through the desert into, that long deserted strip of Idaho where it's desert, and along that Snake River. And we made it through Oregon into Washington to Tri-Cities. So that truck got us all the way through the desert, through Oregon, and into Tri-Cities of Washington when we finally and it quit on us. But let me tell you, we only gave $300 for it, and we pulled it out of the field. And that was a miracle in itself. And so, Libra, fulfillment, completion, triumph, assured success, communication, celebration, wholeness, contentment, open a new chapter, travel. So as I was just talking about travel and doing things new and refusing the way of the world and working with God, following in the footsteps of Jesus as he walked across the desert and from different places and whatever, and just experiencing life without having to work that 14, 12 hours a day to pay the rent, to pay the bills. It was the best experience in the world. But in the world, okay, this is the world, okay? So what I'm telling you is try something different. Let new things come into your world. And, I want to finish out the story to let you know, after 10 years of walking with God, of panhandling, of meeting every kind of people that is possible to meet, from the highest considered classes, which I don't believe in classes, but let me say, from the rich of the rich to the poorest of the poor, they were all fabulous people and wonderful. 99.9% treated me as if I were an angel. And I tell you what, it was the greatest experience of my life. I would advise anybody that wants adventure and excitement to put on a backpack and take off walking. No, I know, ain't nobody going to do that hardly. But let me tell you something, by the time you get to your destination, you will be somebody you don't recognize. You will be so changed and so different and so proud of yourself that you did it and made it through. You won't be able to believe. And that's just it. After 10 years, which my 10 years was in May of last year, God got me a house. Completion. 10 is completion. I now live in the oldest mansion in my town. It was the first mansion ever built up on the hill. It's all wood, and it's 4 bedrooms, and it's not that big, but back in the day it probably was. It's got 3 levels, and 4 levels actually, and at this point in time in life, it's considered an old house, but it's still in a nice part of town, and I have a yard, and God gave this to me, blessed me with this, and, I did my time. I never complained, and I was very grateful to be out there on the road. My husband was with me. Thank God I wasn't alone, or I never would have been able to do it. But what I'm saying is adventure. Go out and see the world, Libra. You hear me? Go out and see the world. Find a partner and take it slow. Walking across the western states was awesome. And we bought a doggy buggy to carry our backpack because we were 50, we were old, but we carried, got the doggy buggy that could go on a trail doggy buggy, so it carried our gear. We didn't have to carry that. We had a tent anywhere we went. It was just an awesome ride. Okay, so now back to the Libra read. I'm so sorry. I just had to share that experience with you, and I probably will share many experiences with you that I have had over my lifetime of being mostly homeless and without a home, and that's another thing. Okay, here we go, Libra. Back to Libra, back to the scales, back to justice. Through the power of the Holy Spirit, I pray and kick my shoes off, get grounded this day. Thank you, God, for everything. Libra, 7 of Wands, defend yourself against any kind of opposition, tenacity. Be brave and forceful. Use forcefulness and fight. Stand your ground in a favorable position. Always stand your ground, Libra. That's justice. That's balance. You don't let people push you around. You don't let people tell you who you are. You don't let people disrespect you. You stand up for yourself because you're a valuable human being, because everybody's a valuable human being, right? And the answer is no, Libra. Tell them no. Tell them no. No. It's easy. This is to do with your solar plexus. This is self-esteem. You must stand your ground. God would never have you belittled or demeaned. You stand your ground. Your solar plexus is your self-esteem. See this yellow crystal? Get you a citrine, because we don't want to work through ego. We want to work through self-esteem. Self-esteem is our value. We value ourselves because, well, we value ourselves because we need to do things that are still good for us and others, and that's why we value ourselves. We know that we're sweet. We know that we're full of love. We know that we want to spread this around the world. We know we want to share our life with others and help others if there's a possibility that we can. We know these things, so that means we're very valuable. And, doing these things is the way we should do. Now, I noticed the energy of these cards as I did 2 of the astrological cards. I did 2 of the good tarot cards. I have done 2 of the chakra cards, the big victorious. And so now we are going to go to the angel deck and round this out. Now, I know, Libra, you have got some wonderful things coming for you. Your reading is awesome. You got 1, 2, 3 major arcanas, 2 right off the bat at the top, asking you to use your intuition, to take a deep dive into the depths of your soul, into the waters that are within, and look at the memories that you have, and work on healing and bringing them out, and raising up to a higher consciousness. You're asked to love yourself, Libra, and then you're asked to rise to the higher consciousness. Now we have fire, and then we have waters of love. The fire of action and the water of love, which is going to bring new energy, and it's going to bring you out into the world to learn to love yourself and the world, to be born again, which is what we have right here in Libra, is the rebirth. Yeah, and this is a rebirth because this is the end. After this, 21, it's completed. You're born again, a new person, a new soul, a new man. And then you defend that new man. You defend it and keep him safe and always protect your inner child. To me, this is also inner child protection. And if anybody is asking anything of you, you tell them no. that you're not ready to give, or you don't want to give, or you just make sure you stand up for yourself, Libra, and tell the truth about how you feel. That's your